Hey, YouTube family, I just came across this story and wanted to share it with you all. It seems like the prequel of the racist games that are to come before the election has just gotten started. Currently, the residents of Winter, Georgia are experiencing a travesty. Four people, which includes two teachers and two students, were deleted, and nine were injured after 14-year-old Colt Gray went into Apalachee High School and opened fire. Investigators could not immediately determine whether 14-year-old Colt Gray targeted victims at Apalachee High School or was it a random attack. 14-year-old Colt Gray has now been detained and taken into custody, and reports are saying he will be tried as an adult for first-degree murder. Let's take a look, and I'll be back with my commentary.
We start tonight with an all too familiar scene in American life. This time in Winder, Georgia, about 50 miles from Atlanta, just 4 weeks into the school year there. Gunfire erupted at Apalachee High School. Here's what we know. At least 4 people are dead, 2 students and 2 teachers, and 9 injured. The suspect, a 14-year-old student who is alive and in custody and will be charged as an adult.
I don't know why it happened. I may not ever know. We may not ever know. But I ask that you and our community lift up our schools, lift up our public safety, and that, again, not let this hateful event prevail.
And let's bring in our Jared Eggleston, who is following the situation on the ground. Jared, it's good to see you, and I know you were there on the scene so soon after it happened. What are we learning about what unfolded at this school today?
Caitlin, good afternoon. It's been an emotional scene out here. As you saw, we just had a press conference. The sheriff here even getting teary-eyed as he talked about where the investigation stands. As you mentioned, they said that a 14-year-old student here at Apalachee High School came in with a gun this morning and began firing. At this point, they said he is in custody and is cooperating with police. They said he really surrendered just as soon as he saw those police. But back to those people who are now dealing with what they witnessed today. We've been talking to a lot of students and family members, and it's been very harrowing out here as they waited for hours to be reunited with their loved ones. And I believe we have a soundbite from a father and son who were reunited.
I started running. He started shooting like 10 times. He shot at least 10 times. And then I ran to the back of the classroom. I dived behind the desk, and my teacher had got in front of me like he was guarding me. But like the gunshots were so close to me, like my ears started ringing.
My son actually called me while it was going on inside the classroom. Like I was inside the store and I heard him hollering and screaming and crying.
And there are just so many stories just like that one, Caitlin, of parents just rushing to this school. I got here just a little bit after those reports started coming into us. And I will say for at least a mile, about 2 miles around the school, there were just cars parked in the middle of the road, parents, loved ones running to this school to check on their children.
Oh, God, Jared, that's just so tragic to hear. And when you hear that little boy, he is a little boy, talking about what he just witnessed at just a normal day at school, or what was, at least, when he went there in the morning. Thank you for sharing that with us and for doing all those interviews. The officials that we just heard from just a little while ago mentioned that this investigation is ongoing. Details are still being figured out. But where exactly, from what you know and what you've heard, where does the investigation stand at this point?
And Caitlin, the investigation, police say that this suspect, this 14-year-old suspect, is cooperating with police. He's been interviewed by the Barrow County Sheriff's Office, it's a local agency here, and also the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. They are kind of leading up the investigation at this point, but I will say there are several other agencies on the ground here. The FBI as well is also assisting. So police say they are going through just what happened, surveillance video in the school, and they're also asking for any of these parents or families, if they think that they have something, know something about what happened here today, to please reach out to them.
And Jared, what else are we hearing from officials in the area?
So tonight we are going to have a vigil. A lot of people here are shooken up, as you might expect. So we're going to have a vigil here tonight put together by a lot of local people who are wanting to pay their respects for what happened here today. And officials tell us that school will be closed for the rest of the week here at Apalachee High School and in the entire district, just as the school tries to piece together everything and somehow figure out how to go on with the rest of the school year down the road. Caitlin.
And joining, of course, so many schools that have suffered this similar tragedy. I just can't believe just weeks into the school year. But Jared, thank you so much for your reporting. This is a very difficult assignment, and thank you very much for bringing it to us. Stay safe.
These type of tragedies are beginning to happen more and more. Crazy how you can't even send your kids to school these days. I really don't see the point anyways, once they took the books out of the schools. I've heard that they've already taken away the Pledge of Allegiance and no longer allow the children to write in cursive. I also heard that they are planning to take Black history out of the curriculum too. My children are adults now, so I don't know what the current curriculum is. However, those were the things that were being taken away when they were in school, and I wanted to homeschool them then. Now, reports are saying that there was a social media post made warning the school district that 5 shootings was going to happen in the area before it happened. And what that's telling me is that the school systems really need to hire more mental health counselors and beef up their security system. I also couldn't help but notice in the video how the county's deputy sheriff pointed out that this was not race related. Sir, how would you even know that fresh on the scene? I mean, you haven't even made a thorough investigation yet. All I know is I'll be glad when this election is over with, because I believe we will be seeing more air quote non-racial incidents before it's all said and done. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments, or if you're a resident in the area, please don't hesitate to share some further details. All right, thanks for stopping by. Please like, comment, and subscribe.